Hello teachers, welcome to Para Maestros podcast. This is the English version. Para Maestros means for teachers only. Here we will talk about education, everything related with our profession, from the perspective of Latin America and from the perspective of other teachers from around the world. We will have opinions, interviews, and lots of information about education, and I hope you enjoy it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Para Maestros podcast. This is the English version, and today we will embark on the fascinating journey into the world of restorative practices in Latin America. It's the complement of what we've done before. Hello, Juan.
Hello, Carolina. I'm very happy to share this space with you in your podcast. Hello to our listeners. And restorative practices are gaining more and more ground in our region, and for good reasons. They offer a powerful alternative to traditional discipline, promoting conflict resolution in a peaceful and a constructive way.
Exactly, Juan. In this podcast, we will explore how these practices are being implemented in different schools in Latin America. We will discover inspiring examples of how educators are using restorative practices to create more just, inclusive, and respectful communities. That's amazing.
Yes, in addition, we will share valuable resources for those interested in learning more about this topic, and we hope that this podcast will serve as an inspiring guide to transform your own school into spaces of restorative learning and restorative practices.
We are kind of the people who cheer for the restorative practices.
Yes.
So let's start our journey through Latin America by visiting the Escuela 20 de Julio in Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is an elementary school that uses restorative circles to resolve conflicts and promote peaceful coexistence. Students participate in their circles regularly to talk about their emotions, listen to their peers, and find out solutions together.
Yes.
What other schools do we have?
In San Jose de Costa Rica, we found the Colegio San Jose, which implements a restorative justice approach to address disciplinary infractions. Instead of suspending students, the school uses a mediation process to help students understand the impact of their actions and repair the damage caused, which is very interesting, and it's a different way to solve conflicts and problems in the school in daily
that's what we discussed last time in our podcast, that was one of the goals, to change the way we do things, because so far still it works for a bit, but it's not really working anymore. And I think we're changing, and we have to move forward to different practices. But we have another school in Santiago de Chile. Sorry, Chile is in Spanish, Chile is in English. Santiago de Chile, escuela means school. Gabriela Mistral uses the peace circles approach to promote peaceful coexistence in the school. These circles are based on principles such as respect, empathy, and active listening, which is hard, for students. Students practice in circles to talk about their problems, share their feelings, and find peaceful solutions. That's amazing, and just starting since they're little is the best way, because then they become better adults, and adults that can solve problems in a better way, right? Any other schools?
Right. Yes, now in Colombia, our country. Okay, the Escuela La Esperanza in Bogota. This school uses the restorative circle as well. The school in Chile, to promote conflict resolution and community building. Students participate in circles regularly to talk about their experiences. They share their feelings and find solutions together. The school also uses mediation to address disciplinary infractions and helping students understand the impact of their actions and repair the damage caused.
Wow,
It's
that's
a great
amazing.
experience.
Right. And I heard that because of the peace agreement in Colombia, a lot of schools have to or should implement. I don't know if they have to or they should implement restorative practices. I'm not sure about it.
No, they should.
They
It's
should.
not
It's
it's
not
not
mandatory.
mandatory, but to be part of the peace process and to get into the responsibility that all the school have in implement the peace process in the society. And so as a teachers, and we have to create alternative
Ways.
alternative ways to solve conflict in the school,
That's
just
amazing.
in the way of the peace process.
That's amazing. I think that's interesting that it's all inclusive. So these are only a few examples. I'm sure there are many other schools that are implementing restorative justice and restorative practices in Latin America. And each school has their own unique approach, but they share something in common, the goal of creating a positive and safe learning environment for all students.
Mhm. And if
Uh,
you are interested in implementing restorative practices in your own school or in your pedagogical practice, there are many resources available to help you get started
yeah.
in this way, in this
That's
process.
right. That's right. One of the one an excellent option that I found is like the Institute for Restorative Justice. That's
Mhm.
interesting. I didn't know that existed until I found out. And I went, oh, so the IIRJ offers a wide range of resources, including training, educational materials, and an online library. Whew,
Mhm.
like everything is right there for you. Well, I think most of it is in Spanish, but I'm not sure.
Yes, and in the description of the podcast, we are going uh, to leave these resources.
Yeah.
Okay, another valuable organization is the for Restorative Justice in Schools. Uh, this offers specific resources for educators, including practical guides, assessments, tools, and case of study, which is very, very interesting to use in the school, in the classroom. And okay,
Yeah,
uh,
and I remember that
implement
in the book that I read about the Plan B, they have case study and they have the case, and you can go through the practice with each, with the steps of the case. So that was interesting. So I like that this institute have that also. And in addition to this organization, there's so many online resources, sessions, articles, videos, blog, restorative practices in education. So there's so many. The UNICEF, they have also a manual for restorative practices and for peace, how to implement peace circles. That's so interesting. We're going to put the links below.
Mhm. We encourage you, our listeners, to explore more about restorative practices and consider how you can implement them in your own school. We believe that this approach has the power to change the way we educate our children and create a brighter future for all. This is very, very important.
Yeah, and it's important to remember that there is no one size fits all formula. Implementing the restorative practices, the most important things is to adapt to the approach to the specific needs of your school community. So restorative practices have this potential to transform schools in Latin America and around the world, not just Latin America, around the world, and to have more inclusive and respectful spaces and promoting conflict resolution in a peaceful and constructive way, because we are in a turbulent now, in a turbulent time, and I don't know if it's because we never were taught how to solve problems in a peaceful way, and now we're facing huge conflicts in the world. So it is important to have to start to change that way to solve problems
And
in.
I think that we have to take the risk in the classroom. It's not easy to implement the restorative justice and the restorative, all the restorative process in our classrooms because it's not
we don't know how to do it.
it's not common, but I think that we have to take that risk. It's important.
Yes, we can train ourselves. We can or find information. There's some videos. We're gonna put some videos below. I'm gonna try to find some English version videos. All of this is done in Latin America, in many schools in Latin America. So most of them, you're gonna find them in Spanish or Portuguese. But I believe that we can find something in English or maybe some translations or something. But we will give you some resources so for you to check and see how we do it and what else is there to learn from the other part of the world, from Latin America. So teachers, thank you so much for listening to our podcast today. This one was short and fun, and we hope you enjoy it.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you for listening, teachers. Stay curious. Connect with me on social media and explore my website. All the links in the description below.